गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन यमुना तीरावनचारी तीरावन जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna everyone, to everyone assembled here in person and online. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter number 5.
Text 11, right?
So we'll recite word by word, call and response, and then we'll recite the shloka. This is 10th canto, chapter number 5, the meeting of Nand Maharaj and Vasudeva, and verse number 11. Gopya Samrashta Mani Kundala Nishka Kanthaya Chitra Ambara Pati Shikhachyuta Malya Varsha Nandalyam Sa Valaya Vrajati Vireju Vyalola Kundala Payodhara Hara Shobha Gopya Samsrashta Manikundala Nishka Kantyas Gopya Samrashta Manikundala Nishka Kantyas Chitrambara Patishikha Chutamalya Varsha Chitrambara Patishikha Chutamalya Varsha Nandalyam Savalaya Vrajatir Virejur Nandalayam Savalaya Vrajitir Virejur Vyalola Kundala Payodhara Hara Shobha Vyalola Kundala Payodhara Hara Shobha. Do you have access to the verse here? Gopya Samrashta Manikundala Nishka Kantyas Gopya Samrashta Manikundala Nishka Kantyas Chitrambara Patishikha Chutamalya Varsha Chitrambara Shikha Chutamalya Varsha Nandalayam Savalaya Vrajatir Virejur Nandalayam Savalaya Vrajatir Virejur Vyalola Kundala Payodhara Hara Shobha Kundala Payodhara Hara Shobha Gopya Samrashta Manikundala Nishka Kantyas Chitrambara Patishikha Chutamalya Varsha Nandalayam Savalaya Vrajatir Virejur Vyalola Kundala Payodhara Hara Shobha. Anyone would like to recite it? Online or in person?
Gopya Samrukshtha Manikundala Nishka Kantyas Chitrambara Patishikha Chutamalya Varsha Nandalayam Savalaya Vrajati Vireju Vyalo
Samrashta Manikundala Nishka Kantyas Chitrambara Patishikha Chutamalya Varsha
He can hear us.
Nandalayam Savalaya Vrajatir Virejur Vyalola Kundala Payodhara Hara Shobha. Gopya the gopis, samdrashta, very dazzling, mani, made of jewels, kundala, wearing earrings, nishkakantya, and having the little keys and lockets hanging from their necks, chitrambara, dressed with varieties of colored embroidery, pathi, on their way to Yashoda Mai's house, shikhachuta, fell from their hair, malya varsha, a shower of flower garlands, nandalyam, to the house of Maharaj Nanda, savalaya, with bangles on their hands, vrajati, while going in that costume, vireju, they looked very beautiful, vyalola, moving, kundala, with earrings, payodhara, with breasts, hara, with flower garlands, shobha, who appeared so beautiful. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. In the ears of the gopis were brilliantly polished jeweled earrings, and from their necks hung metal lockets. Their hands were decorated with bangles. Their dresses were of varied colors, and from their hair flowers fell onto the street like showers. Thus, while going to the house of Maharaj Nanda, the gopis, their earrings, breasts, and garlands, moving were brilliantly beautiful. Further, the description of the gopis who were going to the house of Maharaj Nanda to welcome Krishna is especially significant. The gopis were not ordinary women, but expansions of Krishna's pleasure potency, as described in the Brahma Samhita. Ananda chinmaya rasa pratibhavitabhis tabhirya eva nijarupa kalabhi goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami chintamani prakarasadma shukalpa vriksha laksha vrateshu surabhira vipalayantam lakshmi sahasra shata sambhrama sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Krishna is always worshipped by the gopis wherever he goes. Therefore, Krishna is so vividly described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also described Krishna in this. Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadhu Varagena Yakalpita. All these gopis were going to offer Krishna their presentations because the gopis are eternal associates of the Lord. Now the gopis were more jubilant because of the news of Krishna's appearance in Vrindavan. Om Agyanti Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Savadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamitansha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hariti. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinam. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshatarani. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauravarani. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you everyone today for joining us. I'm seeking all the blessings so that I can speak something to glorify Shri Radha, Shri Krishna, and the devotees. Please bless me so I can be empowered. Please bless me so that whatever I can share, glorify. Seeking special blessings from senior devotees here, Aditya, Prabhu, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. So reading the translation again. In the ears of the Gopis were brilliantly polished jeweled earrings, and from their necks hung metal lockets. Their hands were decorated with bangles. Their dresses were of varied colors, and from their hair, flowers fell onto the street like showers. Thus, while going to the house of Maharaj Nanda, the Gopis, their earrings, breasts, and garlands moving were brilliantly beautiful. Now, this shloka is a different kind of shloka in my opinion. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have so many topics which we discuss, so many things which we discuss actually. Right from the creation to various instructions by great sages, conversations amongst people, questions about life. But this topic is about Vrindavan. This is like, as the title of the canto says, the summum bonum. 10th canto is the sum and substance of the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. The fruit of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam for first 9 cantos fructifies actually in the 10th canto. It's considered as the face of Lord Krishna. First canto is considered as the lotus feet of the Lord, while the 10th canto is considered as the face of the Lord. And here in this particular shloka, we are not only discussing about Vrindavan, we are specifically discussing about the Gopis. And it's a very, very high subject matter. Personally, for me, I don't feel qualified to actually speak on this topic. But as a service, I would like to share whatever I've heard from my teachers. So, our process is to develop love for Krishna, to love God. That's the essence of what we are trying to do here. And it's not random love. It's not that they just say that you love. It's clearly mentioned how you should love. And that's why in this purport also, Srila Prabhupada is quoting Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's saying that Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Yakalpita. That one should do worship. Worship means Upasana. As Kalpita means created or imagined or done. By whom? By Vrajavadhu Vargena. Vargena means a class of people. And Vrajavadhu, Vraja means Vrindavan. Vadhu means the wives or the ladies of Vrindavan. Basically the Gopis. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that one should worship the Lord just like how Gopis worship the Supreme Lord. And in the purport, apart from stating this point, Srila Prabhupada is also stating what Vrindavan is like. So Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis. He's quoting from the Samhita that in Vrindavan, every single dust particle is Chintamani. Every tree is a living tree, is Kalpatari. Every flower is living. Every blade of grass is living. Every single thing in Vrindavan, moving, non-moving, living, non-living, the material world is actually Jivan. All of them are pure devotees of the Lord. And what they are doing, they are basically Gopi Bhartura Padakam Alayo Das. So we don't say that we are servants of Krishna or we are servants of Radharani. We say that we are the servants of the servants of the servants of the Gopis. That's the mood. Serving the Gopis, following in their footsteps. Now, this particular in this particular shloka, the context is how after the appearance of Lord Shri Krishna, the Gopis are going. And a very nice pastime I was remembering, which I have heard from multiple teachers of mine, and which is also mentioned in Gopal Champu, that as Krishna appeared in the prison in front of Devaki and Vasudeva, Krishna also appeared in the house of Maharaj Nanda. And Jiva Goswami says that this Krishna is Brajendra Nanda, Yashoda Nanda. Braj means Vrindavan, Indra means the king. So Brajendra Nanda, the son of the king of Vrindavan, or Yashoda Nanda, the son of Yashoda. And then there is Krishna, who is Vasudeva Krishna, who is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And then we all know the pastime, like how in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, that with what all things happened that day when Krishna was brought from that prison in Mathura to Vrindavan. Like everybody, all the locks of the door just somehow opened up, you know. And then just imagine we have some high profile prison which is on an island, and suddenly in the middle of the night, all the doors open, everybody falls asleep, and then when you have to cross the island, all the water also gives you the way, then you can just walk. And that's what happened actually. And Vasudeva comes, and it is said that when he comes, he replaces Krishna with the sister of Krishna, which is Yogmaya, and takes the Yogmaya back. But at the same time, it was not only just Yogmaya. Jiva Goswami says it was basically two. It was twins, Brajendra Nandana and Yogmaya. When Vasudeva Krishna is kept there, Brajendra Nandan and Devaki Nandan, they become one. And that's what Acharya also said, that when Akrura comes to take Krishna to Mathura, only Vasudeva Krishna leaves Vrindavan. But the Krishna of Vrindavan always lives in Vrindavan. He never leaves Vrindavan. So Brajendra Nandan still stays in Vrindavan. So when this whole thing was happening, what's going on? So Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, they're not in their youth, and Yashoda Mai never had any children, and they did various tapasyas. They took various vows. Specifically, they observed Ekadashi. Some acharyas say that all the ways in which they can worship the Supreme Personality of God, they serve the Vaishnavas to seek blessings, that may they be gifted by us with a child. So the context here is that it's not that Yashoda Mai is experienced, that she is already mother of many children, and she's not in her youth. She is in her middle age, even a little older than that. And so when this whole thing is happening, generally in India, in those days, people would not go to hospital. There would be midwives, and there would be a separate a part of the house, a separate house or a separate room where a baby was delivered. It was known as Prasuti Grah. And Yashoda Mai was there. And there was a midwife for Yashoda Mai. And it's said that somehow that particular night, this midwife, she fell asleep. She was feeling very tired, and then she leaves the room. So when the Supreme Lord appears, actually, she was not there. And when she comes inside, after Vasudeva comes and exchanges the baby and then goes away, then she also wakes up. And she comes inside and she's so happy. And what she sees, so Acharyas described that she sees a very beautiful baby boy who was of the color of a blue lotus flower, whose hairs were curly, effulgent body, and it was shining. And when this lady goes and touches Krishna, so generally what we used to do in those days, generally as soon as they would see a baby which is born, they would apply some oils on the body of the baby, the ancient ways, and they would use honey to write the name of the Lord on the baby. So generally they would write Ram, which was very simple to write in Devanagari, or they would write Vishnu. So as soon as she was as soon as she touched Krishna, she went into ecstasy. And it was not because of the cries of the baby that people came to know that Krishna is born. It is with her ecstasy that she yells, "Oh my God! Like what just happened?" And then Yashoda wakes up. Yashoda sees the baby. And then Yashoda takes the baby, basically Shri Krishna. She is so excited. And with this ecstasy, with this joy, this news spreads. Now the news goes to Nand Maharaj, to one person, the other person, everybody. This was heard by the neighbor, and the neighbor told the other neighbor, and the other neighbor told the other neighbor, and the people on the streets, and everybody just comes to know. And now they all start going towards Yashoda Mai's place. So Nanda Maharaj is there in the separate place, and from there he's coming, and he's with his brothers. He's so happy, he wants to do some charity. And he says, I cannot see my son unless the charity is done. It's very auspicious, I'm so grateful. And then he says, I don't know what to do. He's becoming very, very confused. Like he's so happy, he doesn't know whether he should first do the charity, he should do the charity and see the son together, or he should put the son. What should he do? And those days, families used to live together. So his other brother says, don't worry about charity, I'll take care of it. For now, I'll make all the arrangements. For now, you just go. Be with your wives. And it is said afterwards, when Nand Maharaj is giving charity, that the people who were accepting charity were feeling that we are unqualified to accept charity. Now, generally, that's not the case. Generally, if we go and we say, please give something for Krishna, people give a charity. We never say like, oh, this is too much for Krishna. We say Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Anything can come to us. But Nand Maharaj was giving so much that people who were receiving it, they were feeling we are totally unqualified. That's the mood of Vrindavan. It is said by the Acharyas that particular day when this news spread in Vrindavan, that all the animals which were nearby Vrindavan, they were actually coming near the house of Mother Yashoda to just take a peek of Supreme Lord who was Nand. Now, Vrindavan is not no ordinary place. Even in this world, when Vrindavan appears, it appears with all the associates of the Lord. Before the Lord comes, everything already is like manifests. Like if the head of a country comes to a particular place, before he or she comes, the place is like swept, clean, and their people are already there in place, security is there, so many things. Similar thing is with Krishna. He's the Supreme Lord, he is the Lord of the Lord. So even in his case, everything is just right. And in that particular context, Gopis are basically running to see the Lord. And they are especially dear to Lord Krishna. Now here it is described that they are the pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord. They give so much pleasure to the Lord. And that's why we are supposed to follow in their footsteps. Develop that seva bhava. So there is another story which is written by the Acharyas, where it is said that once upon a time when Lord Krishna had a headache, and now again thinking that Supreme Lord, the Absolute Truth, having a headache, like feeling like normal like us, but the Lord does sweet pastimes to glorify His name. So he has a headache, and then somehow Narad Muni comes nearby Krishna, who is visiting him, taking his darshan. And Krishna expresses, when you meet someone, what do you say? Like, how are you doing? And Krishna says, well, I'm having a headache. I don't know what is happening, why is it so? And Narad Muni, being a divine personality, he understands the mind of the Lord. He says, you need a very special medicine. You need the dust of the feet of your devotee. Then your headache will be taken. And Krishna says, yeah, I don't know whom to ask for dust. Can you? And then he goes and he goes to the wife of Krishna. Can you please give me give some dust? We'll apply it on the forehead of the Lord. He's having a headache. And the wife says, no, this is sinful. We are the servants of the Lord. We are wives. Our dust cannot be applied on the face of the Lord, on the forehead of the Lord. And then Narad Muni goes from one place to another place, many places. And then finally, and that time Krishna was already living in Dwarka, so he was not actually in Vrindavan. Many years have already passed. And then Narad Muni comes to Vrindavan. He says, I know Krishna. As soon as he says Krishna, people just go in ecstasy. And he says, how is Krishna? What he is doing? Where is he? We have not seen him. And so many things, so many questions. And he says, well, Krishna is not well. And they immediately became very grim and sad. And then they say, anything, even if we have to give our life, we will do that. And Narad Muni says, you have to give the dust of your feet. And the Gopis say, you know that what it means, right? It means that we'll be condemned to hell forever, actually. We gave our dust for the head of the Supreme Lord. But they say that we are ready to even suffer in hell. Because at least for some moments, it will give pleasure to the Lord. That's the mood of the Gopis. So this pastime is basically to glorify how dear are the Gopis of the Lord, to the Lord. And this is what has been described here. So when I read this shloka, the highlight of this shloka for me was Ramya Kachitopasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Jakalpita. That the way we should do upasana is by following the footsteps of the Gopis of Vrindavan. With that, I open to all of your comments, questions, criticisms, anything. Yes, one by one.
Wow, beautiful. Beautiful subject. Talking about the beauty of the Gopis, their ornaments, the flowers in the hair, the earrings, right? And that these things give beauty. But you're describing the real ornament.
We can hear that tune in Nimai.
Beauty does. Right? We have one guest from Frederick Lacoste, the big beauty parlor up there. They charge $70 to have one eyebrow. Two eyebrows, $140. I'm guessing. And he worked with the Ford model agency. The models are beautiful. And he said, I'm working with these girls and they have a lot of beauty. They have ornaments, they have beautiful clothes, they have eyebrows, whatever. But ugly. They're envious of each other. They're proud, right? And they're arrogant and they're jealous of each other and they quarrel. It's so ugly. So I mentioned this beauty is as beauty does. Now, if we serve Krishna, that's actually the ornament. Do the distribution for the homeless, engaging Krishna's worship service. And he's taking pictures. And he said, yeah, they're transformed. I see it. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. The heart, the quality of the consciousness, the love, the service of God is our real. Right? And how many earrings, how much makeup, how many beautiful clothing. It's here do you have. If you don't have love in the heart, then it's just basically
Adi Purush. I'll just repeat what Adi Purush Prabhu said. That real beauty is beauty of the soul. The real ornament is the ornament of service. And the fleeting beauty which we have of our body is just fleeting. And it's only useful when it's used in the service of the Lord. But the real ornament is the quality of the soul. Serving Krishna is the real ornament. Anyone would like to add anything to this shloka or to the conversation?
Karuna Nimai Prabhu,
Online?
you can hear us. Karuna Nimai Prabhu, you cannot hear us. Please turn on your audio. Look down, Karuna Nimai. Here I am waving.
Anything which is from previous shlokas?
Karuna Nimai, come on.
Maybe we text Adipurusha Prabhu. He's there.
You want me to read the translation and the purport again?
No.
The ears of the gopis were brilliantly polished jewel earrings, and from their necks hung metal lockets. Their hands were decorated. Can you guys hear me again online?
Prabhu, you're on mute.
Their hands were decorated with bangles, their dresses were of varied colors, and from their hair, flowers fell onto the street like showers.
Can you hear us, Karuna Nimai? Yes?
Yeah,
Okay. We cannot hear you now. Say Hare Krishna. Can't hear you.
Hare Krishna.
Or maybe it's just me. Hold on. It's me. Yes, sorry about that. Okay. All right. Online people, he did that for you. He stopped at 1:45. So let's ask a question. Bhima Prabhu, let's go. Hare Krishna.
Haribo. Wonderful class. Actually, when you started at 7:35, I thought there's no time left. What is he going to be able to say in 10 minutes? And once again, a miracle happened. You said everything that needed to be said. It was a bit muted, but it all the important things came through. So I just wanted to give appreciation for the class. And also what we did catch of what Adi Purush, what you repeated about beauty coming from within, very, very short personal realization. Can you hear me okay? Is everything okay? Yes. I was coming down into New York City with my son, and I haven't been to I live in the country, and I haven't been into the city, New York City, in a couple of years, into a large city like that. And I was telling my son, this is why civilization is going down. Look at this, people living like in hives, and it's just like, but when I got into the city, I saw all the devotees. I live in the country, so I don't get to see devotees often. It had been a couple of years. I saw all the devotees. It was like a garden. It just totally, and then when I was around the Bhakti Center and the devotees were there gathered around Radhanath Maharaj, it was like flowers in a garden. And I realized that all the association and the devotees and their smiles and the effulgence, for real, you don't notice it. You take it for granted, but the devotees are completely different than their surroundings. And I just saw how beautiful New York City was because of the devotees. And the devotees should understand how beautiful they are because of their devotion. And that it really does show, and you do really notice it when you are not around the devotees for a long time. You come back into the association and you see how beautiful, and your doubt is assuaged and washed away by the association of the devotees. So Hare Krishna, thank you for the class.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for that comment. Anyone else would like to add any comment here or online? I see that there is a question here. We don't have time to answer that, but I'll try to reach out to this Prabhuji directly. Thank you so much. This is 8 a.m. Thank you so much for your tolerance for my class. Hare Krishna. Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Okay, thank you very much, dear devotees. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're still learning. Thank you, Karuna Nimai. Beautiful class. Beautiful garland. Beautiful kurta. Beautiful New Year's tree. Bhakta Will Prabhu. Beautiful smile, Krishna Das. Beautiful voice from Ishwar Naik Prabhu. Love you all. Hari Bol. Come again tomorrow. Hare Krishna. The yagya is going on. Hari Bol.